He was approached and asked for a picture. That's when this Britney happened. Last night in Las Vegas, Spears made a big mistake that led to her getting slapped and even falling to the ground. Kenny is preventing this, I see. I can't. Thank you, Victor, kindly. Victor? Britney Spears has charged Victor Wembanyama and his bodyguard with using a backhanded slap. She recently emailed the public an emotional message after getting struck by Victor, which happened just a few minutes ago. What might be the background to Victor and Britney? What made him strike Britney? This is something that is really juicy and fresh. Therefore, let's begin. Therefore, the well-known singer Britney Spears said on Thursday that a guard for NBA prospect Victor Wembanyama slapped her in Las Vegas. She also laid down a railing. It was genuinely very moving to hear the singer describe her interaction with the French football player. The event, according to Britney, happened near a hotel restaurant's entryway. I chose to approach him and congratulate him on his success, she remarked with great enthusiasm. I patted him on the shoulder to grab his attention because there was a lot of commotion. He then slapped me without turning around. The impact took my glasses off and nearly knocked me over. This is definitely creepy. And the bodyguard's outrageous actions truly went too far. Additionally, we are aware of how delicate it is to act in this way today, particularly around women. But whether or not you're Britney Spears, you should never slap someone in that manner. The frightening aspect, though, is that there is a rumor going about that one of the athlete's teammates allegedly assaulted the 41-year-old at the French restaurant Catch inside the area hotel in Las Vegas. Following this, a US-based website called TMZ reported that Spears was a fan of the player and that she contacted him to ask for a picture with him. Do you not have sympathy for Britney? She allegedly only gave him a tap on his right back shoulder. The security officer is then said to have backhanded the woman, approached him or made an attempt to approach him, tapped him on the shoulder, and requested a photo. She allegedly fell to the ground so forcefully that her spectacles were knocked off in addition to the bodyguard slapping her. Then, it is said she went back to her table to collect herself before finishing her act. What a trying experience it must have been for her to go through that. The American asserted that physical violence is all too widespread in this world and urged celebrities to set a positive example by treating everyone with respect. I have not yet heard from the player, his security detail, or their organization with regards to a public apology. I really hope so, she continued. However, after learning of the tragedy, NBA player Victor attempted to put things in perspective by stating, "So what happened last night is I saw the news, obviously, and then I woke up to a couple of phone calls. Because I was moving straight ahead and we were warned not to halt, I missed what transpired. But instead of grabbing my shoulder, the individual grabbed me from behind. She seized me by the back. I only know this because she was pushed away by security. Security pushed her away. However, I'm not sure with how much force. I entered without stopping to look so I could partake in the delicious feast." The well-known athlete continued by stating that he was taken aback to learn that the woman who had approached him was, in fact, the singer who sung Baby One More Time, especially because he had initially claimed not to have noticed the woman's face. He continued, "At first I thought you were kidding. However, it was Britney Spears as it turned out. But because I couldn't see her face, I was unaware. I just kept moving forward in a straight path. Do you believe that Britney will be able to move over her trauma despite the fact that she was only there to offer her congratulations on his achievement? We are aware that it takes a very long time to truly recover from trauma." Spears described the encounter as distressing and accused the Spurs security staff of failing to protect her, saying, "I get swarmed by people all the time. In actuality, I was swamped that evening." Spears discussed how he overcame the situation and said, "Traumatic experiences are nothing new to me. I have had my fair share of them. What occurred to me last night caught me off guard. I saw an athlete in the hotel lobby on my way to supper. Later, when I visited a different hotel's restaurant, I ran across him once more. I made the choice to go up to him and congratulate him on his achievement. I patted him on the shoulder to grab his attention because it was so loud. Victor made a really impolite move because it is never appropriate to slap someone, even if they grab you." Fans stepped forward to defend Britney as well, with one saying, "I feel bad, Britney is my angel. Since the first day, I have continued to breathe. When I heard that, I was depressed the entire time. One more said, "She knows better than to touch someone who has security from behind." I don't enjoy her getting hit, but she should know better than to claim to have known about Wembanyama's public admission that Spears had actually grabbed him. She reminded him that even though she had been surrounded by a group of 20 supporters during an interview, none of her security staff had reacted angrily to any of the fans. Nevertheless, she emphasized that it had only been a casual tap on the shoulder. She basically stated, "I'm aware of the player's statement where he mentions that I grabbed him from behind, but I simply tapped him on the shoulder, and then his security backhanded me in the face without looking back in front of a crowd, nearly knocking me down and breaking my glass. My assets are about to fall off. I constantly have people swarming around me. In reality, I was surrounded by at least 20 fans that evening. I didn't hit any of them with my security crew. This appears quite strange because the bodyguard struck Britney here even though neither she nor her security team put a hand on him." Another group of supporters appears to be quite suspicious, and one of them commented, "Interesting that she has her own issues with paparazzi and fan mobs, yet thinks she can walk right up with her arm extended and touch this kid. What did she have in mind?" I find that to be a little hypocritical. To be perfectly honest, this does seem pretty suspicious. If we look into this situation further, she might not have even defended herself and let the guard to slap her. Even though her security crew was around the entire time, they did not consider protecting her. What makes it possible? Coming from TMZ, this is a highly significant statement. Even still, a lot of admirers questioned whether she was trying to frame Victor. But what grievances? The public finds this to be quite perplexing because of the question of why someone would slap someone without good reason. And as a result of these rumors, fans now want to cancel. One of the spectators, Victor, claimed that this man is a basketball player who will undoubtedly be approached for a picture. You're telling me that the security guard beats and assaults others to keep the player safe? Following this, fans began to criticize Spears' husband for not being present and for not standing up for her wife. Despite all of these rumors, Spears' husband Sam Asghari voiced his opinion, saying that Wembanyama was not the true perpetrator, and that supporters should instead focus their ire at the coward. Self-defense may be necessary, but no woman, especially my wife, should have to worry about being protected. Given what happened, I think my response was restrained, and I sincerely hope that the offending man improves his attitude towards women after taking this incident to heart." But after that, it is said that the bodyguard who allegedly smacked Britney expressed regret. "You know how it is when you're surrounded by fans," he remarked. But is this contrition enough to excuse his behavior? At least not for Britney, who has reportedly filed a police charge against the Smith. According to reports, this led to the conclusion that the bodyguard had no intention of hurting Spears and that he accidentally smacked the singer without realizing who she was. That's all for today.